Welcome to Grampian Kart Club for the final round of the Bambino Open Challenge in 2025. To finish off an exciting year at JKC, we bring you all 5 finals as filmed and edited live from Sunday's race meeting. This was a pilot with a local broadcast team and something we are looking to pursue for the 2026 season. So drop us a like, follow, share and comment if you want to see more of this going into 2026. If you're a business that would like to be part of the first Scottish Kart Club to broadcast our events live, get in touch to explore in-stream and trackside advertising opportunities. For now, sit back and enjoy the action as it unfolded live at JKC. So up first we have the cadet category. The cadets are aged 8 to 12 years old, and it looks like we're just about to hit the start now. So out in front we have Luca Bicocchi, followed by, that looks like Oscar Forbes is up the inside, so Oscar Forbes into P2, followed by Bruno Simonelli P3, and that's Alfie Lamb P4. So we come round the Seafield complex for the first time of Askin, and it looks like Luca is already building a bit of a gap. This is a bit of a victory parade for Luca. He's already sewn up the championship, so he'll just want to go out in style and be on top of the podium to take the championship. Down into pit corner, we have no changes, so across the line into lap 2 it'll be Luca, followed by Oscar, Bruno, and then I believe it is Alfie that is in P4. Down the Boindy straight, that looks like we've got Richard Henderson is going up the side, so he's now made his move into P5. Down into Seafield complex for the second time of asking for Luca, and it looks like we've got a close battle here between Oscar and Bruno into the hairpin there. Just out of camera shot, we'll just see when they come back in if he managed to make it stick. He hasn't. Oscar's managed to hold him off, and so Bruno continues in P3, followed by Alfie, and then we've got Richard Henderson starts lap 3 in 5th place. So down the Boindy straight, we've got Luca in shot, followed by Oscar, Bruno. Looks like there's a move going on in the background here. I believe that could be Aaron Hawcott down the inside at the end of the Boindy straight into NTM, and I think he's made the move stick. Once again at the hairpin, Bruno's got a bit of a run, but Oscar's managed to keep the momentum up and hold him off. Out front we have the Honda variation of the cadet class, so these are 4-stroke 200cc engined karts. A low maintenance class, easy for beginners to get into. There is also a 2-stroke Rotax variation in this class, which is driven by James Brock. So we pick up the action again at the end of the Boindy straight. Everyone looks to be holding position so far, so the battle rages on for second place here, with Oscar currently holding on to it from Bruno, and a separate battle for P4 and 5 between Alfie and Richard Henderson. So down into pit corner. Looks like Bruno's got a good run again down to the loop, but just hasn't quite managed to get that overlap down into turn 1. We pick up Luca again, coming down Boindy straight. He's just striding away with this one. He's got no concerns about what's going on behind him. His eyes are fully focused up front and sealing this championship. Around Morven Corner, down into the Seafield complex. Again, Bruno is all over the back of Oscar. He's just looking for an opportunity to open up again and give him a run at that position, but it's just not quite happened for him yet. Come down to pit corner. It looks like maybe here we've got Alfie and Richard starting to close in on this battle. This could soon become a 4-way battle for the last 2 positions on the podium. Through the loop we come again, down onto the Boindy straight. Looks like Oscar's got a little bit of breathing room now, and actually Bruno might be under a little bit of challenge here from Alfie. Meanwhile, it looks like there's a move going on here. I can't quite make out the kart numbers, but the driver has made it stick and has taken a position at the end of Boindy straight into NTM bend. Pick up the option again though for P2. Bruno is back on the bumper of Oscar. Oscar will hear that kart rumbling away behind him. He will not need to look over his shoulder. He will know that he is a swarm chasing him. There we go, side by side through the loop between Bruno and Oscar. I think Oscar's held it, but it looks like maybe Alfie now has a run. And looks like Richard Henderson's going to take advantage of this and move himself up to P4 in front of Alfie Lam. We come down into the Seafield complex. It's just broken up a little bit again into two battles, but I'm sure it will quickly close up once the action starts again. Here we go, Bruno up the inside, but yet quite just not managed to get momentum down into that fast left-hander. And through pit corner to start lap 8 of the race. Looks like there's some encouragement here. I think we're getting told go for P1 from the sidelines. Down onto the Boundy straight. It's kind of spread out a little bit here, so no concerns with any of the drivers to come under attack here. Meanwhile, we've picked up Luca, who's just been setting fastest lap after fastest lap and showing his class in this category. These Honda Cadet karts, this class, will achieve around about 50 miles an hour around this circuit, and being karts, they carry lots of corner speed, so that their average speed is over 40 miles an hour over a lap. So it's pretty impressive. It's punched back up here though, so we have a three-way battle for P2. With Alfie not too far behind. If they start battling, this will soon become a four-way battle again. Picked up Luca here. I don't think Luca's probably can see the battle that's going on behind him. He is just fully focused on getting the job done. And here we go, down into pit corner. Bruno is all over the back of Oscar. Kind of feels like it might be a matter of when than if we can get a run. Here we go. Again, side by side through the loop. Looks like Bruno's got a bit of an overlap here though, coming down onto the Boundy straight. He's compromising on the outside. Can he get it done? Yes, he can. Oh, and Richard Henderson's followed him through. Nice move there. Oscar has unfortunately just lost 2 positions in that battle. So it's now Bruno versus Richard Henderson for the podium positions, whilst Oscar and Alfie are in close contest in 4th and 5th places respectively. We come down into pit corner. And it is Luca, Bruno, Richard, Oscar and Alfie, the current running order of this race. Richard's got a good run onto the Boundy straight, Bruno's gone defensive, Richard's trying for the outside, but it's going to be tricky in there, and he recognises that and backs out of it and will live to fight again. So we pick Luca back up. Luca's coming down into the pit corner. I believe he'll be starting his penultimate lap this time round. Meanwhile, Bruno's managed to edge a little bit of a gap here. Doesn't have to worry himself too much coming down into the loop. Onto Boundy straight. We've got Bruno, Richard, Oscar and Alfie still in the same order. That's maybe Aaron Hockott, who's just a little bit behind them in P6. Here we go, Luca into pit corner. I think he should get the last lap board this time round for him. Yes it is, last lap. So Luca just needs to take it home. Meanwhile, battle for the podium still continues on. It looks like Oscar has closed back up here. This could be a close finish for the podium. Oh, someone has oh, there's been a collision at the loop. Oh, another collision. I'm not quite sure the driver's involved, but it looks like we've lost someone, I think, from this lead battle. Can't quite work out who it is. I think, yep, we've got a red flag. The race has been ended on this last tour, I think. Luca's maybe just made it through to take the checkered flag. So that's victory for Luca Bicocchi at the final round of Asking and Cadets, with Bruno Simonelli P2, Richard Henderson Jordan P3, and I believe Oscar Forbes, yep, P4, and Alfie Lamb P5, Aaron Hawcott P6, Archie Bruce P7, Oliver Bird P8, Aaron Stephen P9, James Brock P10, and Finlay Bertram P11. Next up, we have the Junior Rotax Max final. So we're underway. We've got William Alexander into the lead. That looks like Cruz tracking up the inside into P2. As we come round MTM Bend, that is Sophie Ingram P3. I think possibly Caden Thomas was up the inside there. They're side by side still through Seafold Complex. We'll have to wait and see how that panned out. We've gone back to the lead battle of William Alexander, followed by Cruz tracking, and then I believe we've got Caden Thomas, who's P3, Sophie Ingram P4. Down onto the Boindy Straight, we have William Alexander closely pursued by Cruz tracking there. It's kind of broken away here into two separate battles with the lead two, and then the final podium position being fought between Caden Thomas and Sophie Ingram at the moment. So this Junior Rotax Max category are for drivers aged 12 to 15 year olds. They use the Rotax Max 125 engine, just a restricted version compared to the seniors, but it's still a senior sized kart, and they will reach speeds of sort of 65, 70 miles an hour with about an average speed over 50 miles an hour around this circuit. So we're on lap 3. It looks like Williams just got a little bit of a gap there, but Cruz is still in close contention with him for the win of this race. It's not over by any means. Down into the sort of tight left-hander we've got here, into the fast left, followed by William and Cruz. Comes down to pit corner. Caden Thomas has got a train of karts all fighting for that P3 position. He has not got an easy task here. Looks like we've got 5 karts all competing for P3 in this race for the final podium position. Meanwhile, Seafield Complex, William is holding off Cruz. Looks like he's just sort of settling in. A wee look over his shoulder though, so he knows there's someone there. He's definitely feeling the pressure. As he comes to start lap 5 of this final. So it's still William out front, Cruz following closely. A fair gap now back into P3 for Caden Thomas is holding off the pursuing pack, with Sophie in close pursuit. And I think that is Darren Bain. I haven't quite managed to catch the cut number, but I think it's Darren Bain that is following Sophie there. Well, there's maybe been a mistake here. It looks like William has got a bit of a gap now to Cruz, so he'll be feeling a little bit more comfortable with that as they start lap 6. Yeah, it's opened up a little bit now. William will not be able to hear that Rotax engine buzzing behind him anymore. He will know that he has got a bit of a lead there, and he can start to maybe take it a little bit easier, but not too much. Cruz is still there. A little look over the shoulder from William there, so he is just keeping check on how far out front he is and how hard he needs to push. Managed like out. Sophie Ingram has made the move into P3, somewhere in that between Seafield Complex and the left-hander. She's managed to make the move and take P3. Down onto Boindy Straight, so we've got Sophie, Caden, and then Darren. Darren is coming down the inside at the end of Boindy Straight, and he's made the move stick, has he? No, Caden's got back underneath. Nice move, nice little switch back. This is giving Sophie a breakaway here though. Oh, we've got a nose in front, down into the fast lap. Yep, he's managed to hold it off. So Darren is up into P4, Caden drops to P5. Down the Boindy straight, we are on lap 8 now. Sophie looks like she's got a good gap here. Let's see if Darren, now that he's got some clean air, can make any inroads into that gap and get himself back into podium contention. Meanwhile, we have got William looking over his shoulder. You can now see the gaps building, so the pressure will be off now. He knows he just needs to keep that pace up and he will take the win. Sophie to start lap 9, followed by Darren and Caden, still in the same order that we were in previous lap. And I believe come down Boindy straight there, I think that was Theo Ingram. So coming left-hander here. There's a battle heating up here though between Caden and Wujik. So we start lap 10 of the race. Looks like the battle for the podium positions is kind of a bit of a stalemate now, but it looks like we could have a battle here for P5 in this race between Caden and Wojcik. Now we look over the shoulder from William, so he's still got his eye on what's going on behind him. Doesn't want to let anyone get closer to him. He wants to maintain that gap. Down into the Boindy straight for the 11th time of asking. William has got the fastest lap in this race, and he is just starting to edge away from Cruz. Really see through that fast left, or that slow left-hander. If you really look at how the karts behave, you can really see the inside wheel lift off the ground. So karts have to corner by lifting the inside rear wheel because they have no differentials. So you can really see how these karts can corner at speed with the sticky tyres. If you really sort of look at the detail of the kart going through the corner, and also how the driver sets that up and uses their body weight to help aid that inside wheel coming off the ground. Get to stay on board here. If we just watch that inside left wheel, we'll just see it lift off the ground slightly. There we go. And that lets the kart just turn nice and neat through the corner. I think this is possibly Williams' first or second race in juniors, and we can see that he is taken to it no bother at all. He is on the pace straight away. Down the Boindy straight. On lap 13 of 14 here. Looks like the gaps have kind of opened up a bit here, so the race is kind of settled down with William out front, Cruz second, Sophie third, Darren fourth. And how's the battle faring for P5 and 6 of this race? I think that was the closest battle we last had. William takes the last lap board. This is him starting his last lap of this race. Possibly to take his maiden junior Rotax Max win here. Hopefully we haven't just given him the commentator's curse and he doesn't have any reliability issues. Yeah, it looks like there's been a change here as well. So Wujik has moved up into P5 with Caden slipping to P6, and Theo looks like he's gotten involved in this as well now. So has he got anything in the tank for a last lap move? As we come round pit corner for the final time for William, and that is a win for William Alexander in Junior Rotax Max, followed by Cruz Strachan in P2, Sophie Ingram P3, Darren Bain P4, Wujik Lipinski P5, Caden Thomas P6, Theo Ingram P7 and Adam McCaffrey is P8. So that is the Junior Rotax Max final done. The drivers are just on their cool down lap now, back to the pits. Though it still looks like they're pushing on here. We've got a bit of camaraderie between the two drivers there and celebrating their win. Hand up to let the drivers behind know that they are entering the pits, just a procedural thing that the drivers have to do. And now they will enter Parc Fermé and get their karts weighed and checked to ensure that they're compliant with the rules, and then the final results will be announced at the prize given. That is the Junior Rotax Max final. So up next we have the Bambino category. So the Bambino category are for drivers aged 6 to 8 years old, and they do a standing start. So here we are lining up on the grid, because we'll have our eyes on the lights. When the lights go out, away they go. So out front we have kart 60 of Austin Noble, followed by kart 82 of Walter Forrest, and I believe that is Fraser Brock in P3 and Freddie Faulkner P4. Let's just pick them up again in a moment. Here we are at Seafield Complex coming into the left-hander. We've still got Austin Noble out front with Walter Forrest P2. Just lost sight of them there. Here we are, picking them up. Down into pit corner. Looks like we've got a battle here for the win between Austin and Walter as they start their second lap of this race. As we come down onto Boyndy Straight, it looks like Walter is maybe going to make a move here at the end of the Boyndy Straight. He's up to the inside and he is pulled off. So that we have a change for the lead with Walter Forrest now in P1, Austin Noble P2, Fraser Brock P3 and Freddie Faulkner P4. These Bambino karts use a 50cc two-stroke engine. Obviously, given the age of the drivers, they're a little bit slower than other categories, but the class is seen as that sort of footstep into motorsport. They use an all-weather tyre. It's just to give them experience before they then adventure into the cadet category. So it's a little bit of like a pre-race training class for them. So the race continues on at lap 3, and we have Walter is still out front. He's pulled a bit of a gap here from Austin, so if Austin is going to want to have a chance of this race, he does need to pick up the pace a little bit and try and see if he can get back on terms. He's got plenty of laps left to do it, so let's see how this pans out. I think with these tighter camera shots, you get a real appreciation for the age of these drivers. You know, they are very young. You can see how small they are and how large the helmets seem in comparison to our other categories. You know, it is impressive the skills they learn at that age, and they manage to carry that through into the bigger categories. In this class they can really learn racing lines, corner speed, and just a bit of racecraft as well, and obviously just the mental side of it as well, of being able to stay focused and maintain good lap times and consistency throughout the race. It's kind of broken away into two battles here though, so we've got Austin and Walter in close contention for 1 and 2, and then we've got Fraser and Freddie fighting out for the final podium position here. Well, looks like Austin's caught back up here though, so this race isn't done yet. As we come on to lap 5, Walter has a charging Austin catching him up. Come around the loop. You can see that gap has visibly closed a little bit, and it looks like we've got a run here. Walter's got a run down the Boyndy Straight. Austin has got a run, but he's going to bide his time here. Meanwhile, the battle for P3 continues on between Fraser and Freddie. Around the Seafield complex, this is now a proper battle. Oh, here we go. Austin got the run, went round the outside. I think he might just dip a wheel of the track there just by the way the kart jumped, but he's got the job done as we come into pit corner to start lap 6 of this race. Austin hits the front, followed by Walter. So let's see how this pans out. Can they keep the battle up and keep it close to the finish? Walter is certainly not giving up on this one. We've got Austin going defensive now, and we've got a battle here, it looks like, between Freddie and Fraser. As we come down to pit corner, will there be a move? No, Freddie's going to bide his time and just look for another opportunity. We pick up the lead battle, and it's still closely contested between Austin and Walter. We come down into the last pit corner. And here we go to start P7 of this race. You just see Alan Winus down there in the bottom of the shot, our roving reporter out with his camera capturing the action. I'm sure he'll be putting pen to paper later and writing the race report for the newspapers. Come down the Boindy straight. Austin's just holding a sort of slightly defensive line. He's just keeping it covered off if he needs to. Come down into heading towards pit corner here for the battle for P3. Fraser's still managing to hold Freddie off here. Again, Austin just opting for a slightly more defensive line into the final corner there. Just wants to make sure that he can cover that off if he finds Walter trying to go for it. Looks like Walter maybe has a bit of a run here though, as we come out the loop onto the Boindy straight. And Austin has gone defensive again. Walter goes to the outside, but unfortunately it's going to be a tricky place to try and go past. But we could have some traffic coming here, so this could play into the hands of Walter. Blue flags are out. How are we going to pick our way through this? Walter is going to try and cut underneath, is he? No, oh yes he has. Yes he has. Down into the loop. Looks like he's managed that one nicely, and it might have even worked out a little bit. Oh, bit of contact there. 2 leaders are through though, and I think the gap has remained pretty much as was before that happened. So these Bambino karts, they have a sort of top speed of around 40 miles an hour. Obviously you have to appreciate these drivers are aged 68 years old, so to drive a kart that does 40 miles an hour around an 850 metre circuit is still pretty quick. Oh, have we got an opportunity here? No, just Walter's just having a wee look. And the weight for this class, including the driver at the end of the race, is 69 kilos. So that's kart and driver as it finishes the race. That's the minimum weight. It's a good class for teaching the fundamentals of kart control, driving in general, in terms of smooth steering inputs, throttle, racing lines, braking, and just generally being smooth and keeping up corner speed and maintaining sort of consistency throughout a race, which is the most important thing in racing. So we've started the last lap there, I think. So any changes for the lead are going to have to happen now. If Walter's got anything left in the tank, now's the time to use it. Likewise for Freddie for that final podium position. We've got Walter having a look up the inside here, just not quite close enough to make that happen. Looks like it's going to go down to the wire here. He's got one more opportunity to try and pull a move off in Austin into the last corner. So, right, looks like he's showing his frustration there. He knows that the opportunity's probably gone. So it's kart 60 here that takes the win. Austin Noble, followed by 82 Walter Forrest, just 0.2 of a second behind. So great race from those two. and we will pick up who's going to get the final podium position here. It's going to be Fraser Brock, takes P3, followed by Freddie Faulkner. So that's your Bambino final. Fastest lap went to Walter Forrest in a 53.180. So a good lap time there. But it was Austin's turn to take the win this time. I think up next we have the senior road tax category. So this category is split between the 162 kilo weight and the 177. So there's a higher minimum driver weight, just to help make it a bit fairer for drivers who can't make that lighter weight limit. So the Bambinos now peel off into that Parc Fermé situation, so they will likewise go through the same checks. The kart will be checked for technical compliance and will also be weighed, and that will just ensure that things are kept fair between all the drivers. So Senior Rotax Max gets underway here with Jonathan Edwards on pole and looks like holding on to that lead, followed by, I believe, Cameron Hobson is in P2, and then we have Kevin Kesnet P3. Meanwhile, Jonathan a little look over his shoulder there just to see what kind of gap he's got into pit corner as he goes to start lap 2. It looks like he's got a fairly comfortable lead as things stand. Our 177 race, I believe our leader, if we can catch him, is the S plate, so current Scottish champion of 177, Billy Faulkner. I've just lost the drivers there for a minute. Pick up with Jonathan Edwards coming down into the fast left. The senior road tax category, so it looks similar to the junior maxes. It's very much the same fundamental engine, just a little bit more performance out of it. It's not restricted, and these karts will reach speeds of upwards of sort of 70 miles an hour, and with a stickier tyre as well, they'll lap this circuit around 37 second lap times. So again, average speeds of over 50 miles an hour around this circuit. So we pick up with Jonathan Edwards. He's pulled out a bit of a gap now, so it looks like he is checking out, but it is a very close race here between Cameron Hobson and Kevin Kesnet for the podium positions. And I think that might be the 177 leader. It's just behind them, so he's kind of in a separate race. Oh, it was a bit of sideways action there. I think that might have been Graham Smith through the loop making a move, but he is held on to it, so I think that is him up to P2 in the 177 category. It looks like we've actually had a change here for P2 in the race, so Kevin Kesnet has snuck through somewhere, and that demotes Cameron Hobson to P3. Down the Boindy straight for the 5th time of asking. We've got Kevin from Cameron, and I believe that might be Darren Cruikshank. It's behind them. Hard to pick up the numbers unfortunately as we go, but we have picked up Jonathan Edwards again. Making it look very easy here as he starts to open up that gap. Billy Faulkner there leading the 177 class in amongst some of the 162 drivers. We pick up Graham Smith in P2 for 177. And I think possibly it's Philip Totten that is in the final podium position for the 177 class. We've got Philip Totten closely pursued by Ashton Lee Fubester for that final podium position in 177. Down to pit corner for Jonathan Edwards to start his 7th tour of the circuit. And we have a bit of a battle here for driver number 8, Cameron, versus the 177 leader. I think he's got through there. A nice move in the loop. A little bit of contact, but I think we're all survived. Or is he going to lose out here? No, he's managed to hang on to that one. So that is Billy Faulkner moved up to P3 overall in this race. Move at the left-hander, but didn't manage to quite hold that off. It can be a tricky place to pass there. You can be vulnerable to that cutback, and that's exactly what has happened. Cameron's managed to sneak back underneath and retain that position. So down the Boyndy Straight, the podium positions for 162, the first and second are settled, but it's the third position is very much still a battle. So it is between Cameron, is that Ryan Emsley potentially, and Darren Cruikshank, I think, are the three battling here for that final podium position. Looks like Ryan Emsley maybe has a little bit more pace here, though. He is all over the back, and there we go, through the loop again, and that has cost Cameron a couple of positions there. He has now dropped way back off that battle for the podium, so it is now between Ryan Emsley and Darren Cruikshank. Pit corner here with Jonathan Edwards, fastest kart on track, and you can see that way the gap he's building. No concerns for him. He just needs to take this home, and that will sew up the championship for him. So we're just coming up on some traffic. Shouldn't really concern Jonathan too much. He's got plenty of gap behind to just work his way past any traffic cleanly without taking any major risks. Got a move here, end of the Boyndy Straight. Ashton had a look, but just wasn't quite far enough along the side to pull that off. As we start lap 11 of the Senior Max Rotax final. So down the Boyndy Straight, you can see the gaps have really opened up here, so first and second and 162 is definitely settled. The win for 177 looks settled, but we've got a move here up the inside for the final podium position 162, but we've just cut away at the wrong time there. We'll have to try and see how that one panned out. Got Jonathan Edwards there coming into the loop, still in the lead. It's Aidan Watson there, who's just unfortunately going a lap behind. And then P2 we've got Kevin Kesnett, and who is currently P3. It's Billy Faulkner on the roads, but that's P1 and 177. Haven't quite picked up who, if that move at the end of Boyndy Straight worked out. Picking up Jonathan Edwards again here down the Boyndy Straight. To, I believe it's MTM Bend. There we go. This is the battle for the final 177 podium position. So it is currently occupied by Philip Totten, but Ashton Lee is in close contention. Can he pull a move off and get himself onto that podium? Looks to be the closest battle on track as it stands. Looks like it is Ryan Emsley that's still occupying that podium position in the Senior Max 162 category. So it looks like Darren didn't quite manage to hold that move at the end of Boyndy Straight that we caught the end of. I think Jonathan might just have started his last lap of this race. The counter has just moved on to lap 15 of 15, so I think this could be the last lap of the Senior Rotax final. We'll come out through the Seafield complex into the left-hander here. It's all well and under control here. Looks like Jonathan will sew up that club championship for the 2025 season here. Come round, and sure enough, checker flag. So your race winner today in Senior Max 162 is Jonathan Edwards. Second place is Kevin Kesnett. Aidan Watson across the line here, followed by Billy Faulkner on the road, who takes the 177 win. Ryan Emsley, Darren Cruikshank, Cameron Hobson, Graham Smith, Philip Totten, Ashton Lee Fubister, Peter James Addison and Aidan Watson rounds out your Senior Max 162 and 177 final. So like the other classes, the drivers will now head into Parc Fermé, have their carts checked for compliance, weight, and if all good, then their position will stand. Up next, we've got the KZ2 category here. So these are geared carts. They do a standing start. So as you can see, they are now sitting on the standing start, waiting for the lights. Lights will go on, lights will go off, the race will start. So just under starter orders here. You can see them creeping. Race is underway. So we have Gordon Houghton leading the pack away from Ryan Simpson. Looks like we have Alex Hawcup maybe made the move into P2 there. So it's Gordon Houghton P1, Alex Hawcup P2, and it looks like we have Christopher Walker into P3. So down into pit corner for the first time. Cold tyres, Gordon's gone a little bit hot in there, just pushed on a bit. Will that give Alex an opportunity? So we come down the Boindy straight, Alex is drink to the right, he's going for it, he's up the inside. Oh, a bit of contact there, but I think it's all part of racing. And that is now actually Christopher Walker who's come up into the lead. So it's now Christopher Walker, Alex, Ryan, Duncan Ingram, and then Gordon Houghton. Now Alex has made a move though, Alex is up the inside and he's retaken that lead. Bit sideways there, pushing on. So we now start lap 3. Alex takes the lead from Chris, with Ryan closely followed by Gordon. Looks like Smart up the inside of Gordon Houghton at the end of this Boindy straight. We come down Seafield, so Alex retains the lead from Christopher, Ryan, and I think then Duncan is in hot pursuit. That's your top 4 in KZ2. So these KZ2 carts have about 50 horsepower. They have 6 gears in a sequential pattern, so it's 1 forward and then 5 back. And they have also got, unlike any other kart category, they have front brakes, so they have a lot more power, a lot more stopping power. And around Boindy they top at about 85 miles an hour, and then on longer circuits these carts can reach over 100. So they are quick machines, accelerate pretty quickly. You can see it by the camera's panning speed. And yeah, they can be very physical carts to drive as well with all the gear changes. So it's somewhere between maybe 12 and 16 gear changes a lap. So for a lot of the lap, the drivers are driving one-handed. So it does take its toll with these sticky tyres. And yeah, just there's not a lot of long straights. So we come down Seafield Complex. Alex is still in the lead. Starting to check out a little bit. Christopher Walker P2. Ryan Simpson P3 and Duncan Ingram in close competition with him in P4. You'll notice as well with these carts they don't take that loop there, they go straight down the straight. Just with the loop being a bit tight, it's a bit clunky, and these carts really want to be opened up and get the full experience of the power and speed they have. So we come around the Seafield Complex into the fast left-hander. Looks like Alex has now settled into a good rhythm here. He's starting to sort of edge that gap away from the chasing pack. Looks like the closest battle here is between Ryan Simpson and Duncan Ingram. Possibly maybe Neil Anderson in the background there is fighting with, I believe that's Ross Gregg. If you get a close enough camera shot, you'll be able to see the drivers really working through the gears with their right hand. So if we're looking at them front on, it'll be the left of shot, but you'll just constantly see their hand off the wheel, pulling and changing for gears. You really can't afford to drop out the power band in these karts. If you're in the wrong gear, you are not going anywhere and you will be swamped. So you must always make sure that the kart is in its power band. Still the same, you know, like those Rotax categories are 125 engines. These are still 125cc two-stroke engines. They're just a little bit more highly tuned, and obviously with the added advantage of a gearbox to ensure that they use the best of the power all the way through that rev range. So down the Boindy straight, Alex hard on the brakes, pulling a good gap here. It's kind of settling into a couple of different battles now. Round to that fast left-hand, the hairpin left-hander, now down into that fast left-hander. In these karts, it's not quite as easy as some of the other categories where that corner is flat out. They do need to take a wee confidence lift in these karts to hustle it through there. So once again, we're down the Boindy straight. Looks like it's maybe closing up here though for those podium positions. So it looks like Christopher's coming under a bit of pressure from Ryan. Duncan in hot pursuit too. Alex goes to start. Oh, here we go, we've got a move. So Ryan Simpson down the inside of Christopher Walker, that is for P2, and Duncan is right on his bumper too, and he's got his nose in front, so this should be a move for Duncan at the end of the Boindy straight if he can get it stopped. And that's the move done, so that is now a change for your podium position. So it is now Alex from Ryan from Duncan, and it's closed the pack up here. Now Christopher Walker has Kieran Smart on his tail, and Gordon Houghton also in close contention too. So this has really bunched up the pack for that final podium position. Down into pit corner, looks like Ryan's got a little bit of a gap. Duncan as well has maybe just started to pull away. Down the Boindy straight, these karts will now be up to about 85 miles an hour before they hit the brakes at the end of the straight for turn 1. Meanwhile, Alex has no idea what's going on behind him. He is just fully focused on taking this home and maximising his championship points. So Alex leads going to lap 13 from Ryan, Duncan, Christopher, Kieran, and then Gordon Houghton. A little bit sideways there from Duncan, but I think he picked it up. I don't think that'll have cost him much time at all. He collected that one. So Ryan Simpson, Duncan, Christopher, still a bit hot there for Gordon. Looked like he just had to check up a bit there. It's cost him a little bit of time, but I'm sure if the karts in front start battling, they will be back. He'll be back on the tail of them. This kind of looks to be where the battle is. Alex has truly checked out of this one. Coming down to pit corner, going to start the penultimate lap of this race for the 2025 season, the last race at Boindy Drome. Down the Boindy straight, it's Ryan, Duncan, Christopher, Kieran and Gordon still all in hot pursuit of that final podium position. should have the last lap board here for Alex Hawcott. There we go, last lap. Onto the bounty straight, got Ryan, Duncan, Christopher, all still quite close there though, so any little mistake could open up an opportunity here to get on the podium or better your podium position in some cases. Alex making this look very easy out front, nice and smooth, all under control. Just needs to get through this final corner and he takes the final win for KZ2 at Grampian Kart Club for 2025, followed by Ryan Simpson, who will clinch the club championship with that result, and Duncan Ingram taking what I think might be his first KZ2 podium, from Christopher Walker in P4, Kieran Smart 5, Gordon Houghton P6, Ross Gregg P7, Neil Anderson P8, Tim Fubister P9, Alan Faulkner P10, and Robert Stratkin unfortunately did not finish that race. He finished P11. So that sums it up for another year at Grampian Kart Club. We hope you have enjoyed this first pilot of a live broadcast from Grampian Kart Club. We obviously want to make big improvements to it. This is just a sort of pilot exercise to see how it goes. If you want to get involved, please drop us a line. For now, I'll leave you with the prize given.
Final words for me is dinner and dance is on Saturday the 8th of November. The AGM is on Sunday the 2nd of November. We really need you all to come and help us out planning for next year. One final point for me. This, I'm not sure if anyone knows this, but this is actually Dorothy's last meeting that she's helping us over here. Dorothy's been involved with this club for over 30 years, and this is our last race day. So can we get a massive round of applause?
And in third place, Richard Henderson. And in second place, Bruno Simonelli. And in first place, Luca McConkey. Keep that one to keep.
Big smile, come on, yeah.
All right.
No.
Austin, or you just share it over the year.
Once again, thank you very much for coming. We hope to see you at the AGM and the dinner and dance. And have a safe journey home. I think that's all we need to do, is it? Keep an eye out on our social media channels for the coverage of the day's event. We're hoping to move forward and try and get more of this. So for this to happen, we need huge entries. So get out your pals and vote for Carton as well. All right. Thank you. We'll see you again.